A heartfelt welcome to all present with us to celebrate second anniversary of APCAM. And I am Iram Majid, Executive Director of APCAM, and I take immense pride in addressing the introductory note on this prestigious occasion. Today we have, along with the APCAM family, huge family, along with our distinguished guests, Honorable Justice Madan Loko, Justice Ravindra Bhatt, and Mr. Joe Ravid. So 2 years ago, when we inaugurated APCAM, our primary objective was to establish an institution which makes the process of resolution of disputes outside court convenient, cost-effective, and hassle-free. With the sustained effort of our member, the organization, and the blessings of luminaries involved with us, we are onward and upward in achieving the said objective and have made significant steps in providing a one-stop dispute resolution institution that transcends barriers of physical location, jurisdictions, and financial limitations. Durability, reliability, and trust are the values that help any organization sustain and make it successful. And thus, I am extremely thankful to all who have shown trust in us and helped us along this journey of striving to bring APCAM to the heights where it is standing tall today. I would not be exaggerating when I say that it has taken a numerous sleepless night and collective hard work to our team and members to come this far. I know how all of you are eager to work even harder to go further and take arbitration and mediation into an even greater spectrum in international arena. In making the journey really successful so far, the modus operandi of the institution has played a huge role. One of the most important aspects of this are the specific arbitration and mediation rules of APCAM. APCAM, for this purpose, uses a single set of rules that have been developed to cater the requirement of all constituent member institutions to conduct administered international arbitration and mediation under their institutional rules. APCAM arbitration and mediation rule helps the party and mediators and arbitrator to use the best available global practice for the resolution of international dispute quickly and economically by way of administered arbitration or mediation on the global standard. It attempts to balance institutionalization with the party autonomy. With important factor which we have aided in distinguished APCAM form, others are uniform rules with the same set of panel consisting of eminent neutrals who are recognized for their integrity, impartiality, expertise, dispute resolution skills, and reputation in their field, and who are appointed through stringent accreditation. Along with it, the same fee schedule and maintain the uniformity in the process. So now there is much more to add and reflect on our journey, which would have not been possible without the contribution of all its stakeholders. This event is to cherish and celebrate such contributions. To do the same and welcome you all, I would like to invite Mr. Anil Xavier, who is the chairman of APCAM and president of IAM, to deliver a welcome address. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Ram. Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India, Mr. Justice Madan Lokur, former Judge Supreme Court of India, members of the advisory board, other members of the advisory board, Fongtep, Madam Miki Komer, and Mr. Joe Rebero, who's the former head of Institutional Asia Pacific, Mr. Fahmi Shah, who's the Secretary General of APCAM, Dr. Francis Law, APCAM Vice Chair, Dr. Kutubul Zaman, Vice Chair, Delcy Lagunas, Sylvia Matriya, and Rajesh Sharma, who are the board members, and Iram Majid, the Executive Director, and all the APCAM arbitrators and mediators, and arbitrators and mediators from our member countries, and dear friends. All of us have gone through difficult times during the last 2 years, and now things are slowly coming back to normalcy. APCAM was inaugurated in 2020 when we were in the lockdown period. At APCAM, we look forward to a future world which is collaborative, peaceful, tolerant, and sustainable. Irrespective of all odds, we will join together to work in that direction. Maybe since we started in adverse conditions, we have learned to manage and accomplish our goals in those conditions by patience and perseverance. We have taken many steps towards advancing the quality and credibility of mediation and arbitration for resolving cross-border disputes. It was a great honor for us to get invited by the UN as an observer in the working groups related to both arbitration and mediation. Our entire team is geared up to create a greater impact for effective international trade and commerce, helping business communities to resolve and manage disputes in the best possible manner, and also give ADR professionals the best support in resolving such disputes with utmost efficiency and professionalism. We have implemented the best accreditation norms so far established in the world, with uniform empanelment and code of conduct, which is applicable in 9 countries now. We have come out with innovative projects in dispute management, including project mediation, and we are coming up with newer projects like Sharia ADR and Universal Interpretation Glossary for effective cross-border communication. Today, along with this anniversary celebration, we are also launching the APCAM Lecture Series, which will be a monthly lecture on a key topic in the field of ADR by some eminent speakers from the world. So now, let me have the honor of welcoming all the prominent guests. I would like to invite Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhatt, the Judge Supreme Court of India. I know, as I said earlier, we were having the 75th anniversary, Independence Day celebration of India, and he's busy with so many things. But in spite of that, he took his time to come for this anniversary function. And welcome Justice Ravindra Bhatt for this anniversary function. And Justice Madan Lokur, of course, he's a former judge of the Supreme Court of India, but now he's also working as a judge of the appellate court in the Fiji Islands, and he's there right now. And it's about 6:30 now in Fiji. So he has taken his time to come for this function. And he's also an advisory board of APCAM. So he has a moral responsibility to be here. Rather than a guest, he's a part of APCAM family. And Mr. Joe Ribeiro, he, of course, like Justice Lokur, he's joining from Hague. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And he's a former head of the UN in Asia Pacific. And now he's heading the World Ocean Peace thing. And he has recently joined the accreditation committee of arbitration in APCAM. So welcome, Joe, for this function. And of course, we have from the board, Fahmi Shah, who's the Secretary General of APCAM, and Mr. Francis from Hong Kong, he's the Vice Chair of APCAM. And we have Kutubul Saman Bukhari from Malaysia, who is the Vice Chairman of APCAM. And we have Delcy Lagunas, who's joining from Australia, who's a board member from APCAM. And Sylvia Siu from Hong Kong, she's also a board member from APCAM. And Matriga Nirala, who's the board member of APCAM, he's joining from Nepal. And we have Rajesh Sharma, who's the chair of the accreditation committee, who's joining from Australia. So welcome all the board members and the advisory board members to this function. And we have a large group of arbitrators and mediators empaneled with APCAM and also from individual organizations from APCAM. So I welcome all of you for this anniversary function and also for the launch of the lecture series. And we have all the APCAM members and family members and friends who always gives up a lot of inspiration to go ahead with this the work of APCAM. So I welcome all of you for this function, for this anniversary celebration, and also for the lecture series. And I would like to inform our advisory board members and our empaneled neutrals and also our ambassador members that your APCAM family will never let you down and will make sure that you will be proud to remain as an APCAM family member. I thank all the eminent guests and friends who have taken time to participate in this. And I congratulate all board members and neutrals on the 2nd anniversary of APCAM. Thank you.
So much, sir. Now I would like to invite Fahmi Shahab, Secretary General of APCAM, who is also the Executive Director of Indonesian Mediation Center and Chairman of Asian Mediation Center, to take over the stage with the APCAM report. Over to you, Mr. Fahmi.
Thank you, Ms. Iram. It's an honor for me to share with esteemed participants here, justices, honorary members, member of the boards, and other esteemed members and guests. Asia Pacific for arbitration and mediation, which is a unique concept developed for the first time in the world, where an international ADR center is formed jointly, approximately by 10 members institution from 9 countries. This is making a historic step toward collaborating dispute resolution in the Asia Pacific region into an innovative and unique model. It's comprised of Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation, India, Malaysia Mediation Center, Malaysia, Indonesia Mediation Center, PMN from Indonesia, 2 Hong Kong members, Hong Kong International Mediation Center and Hong Kong Institute of Arbitrators. And then Thailand Arbitration Center, Australasian Dispute Resolution Center from Australia, Nepal International ADR Center, and then Korea International Mediation Center. After official inauguration in August 2020, APCAM also started to introduce Sharia ADR division, which is currently in progress. Sharia law itself is practiced in about almost 35 countries, mostly in Middle East, Asian, and South African countries, which recognize the practice of ADR under Sharia law. Currently, commercial and banking disputes pertaining to Sharia law are dealt with by way of arbitration and mediation, as well as in Indonesia. APCAM, with its leadership and innovativeness in the field of ADR, has taken up the responsibility of catering the requests of users from countries following Sharia law principles to innovate mediation and arbitration under those principles. As a unique and historic initiative, APCAM has now formed the Sharia ADR division, which headed by a 3 members committee comprising of Datuk Kutubul, and then myself and Iram Majid from Secretary General of APCAM. On the development, APCAM supported various events such as webinars, seminars, training, moot court, as well as book launch. APCAM supported first virtual mediation competition, FDI moot court, organized by Korean Commercial Arbitration Board and UNCITRAL. APCAM also sponsored Lex Falcon Award, organized unique training recently for trainers, which comprise of 19 institutions, whereby the trainers now co-train in those jurisdictions. In India, APCAM chairman and executive director has sent recommendation and appear before Parliament Standing Committee on Mediation Bill 2021 by Anil Xavier, the chairman, and Iram Majid. Other activities in APCAM covering webinar series conducted by APCAM, which aim to be held every month. The series will be a global tour of all jurisdictions discussing about ADR development regionally and globally by the most reputed professionals and stakeholders from global jurisdiction. The focus will be on the global changes in international mediation, considering the impact of Singapore Convention, ISDS mediation, practical consideration and condition for the success of international mediation. A wide range of international speakers from UNCITRAL and international law firms. The webinars touch upon sizing the opportunities in Asia Pacific, cultural issues in commercial mediation, investor-state dispute resolution mechanism, third-party funding, extension of time in the construction dispute, in the construction contract, and also covering the pandemic conflict in the construction industry, Also discussing about the contemporary issues in international commercial arbitration. We also touch on the celebrating International Women's Day on the March of 2022. The last webinar touched upon the new era of international mediation conducted by APCAM Korea. Other than that, we also joined and being invited by UNCITRAL on March 2022, representing in UNCITRAL Working Group 2, which was held in New York on ODR, attended by Anil, Iram, and myself. And hopefully in near future, in September 2022, we are also joining the Working Group 3 on investment dispute in UNCITRAL. Today, after this anniversary, we will start APCAM lecture series. The first will be conducting on the topic case management on international mediation. On the outreach, we also plan to have a webinar on women issues on the gender inclusiveness. And also we're preparing the summit, the first summit, November 11. Hopefully all participants here will be joining on the APCAM summit. This will be an annual flagship conference hosted by all APCAM centers. The summit will bring together leading legal professional and dispute resolution experts from across the world and Asia-Pacific region, providing participants a unique opportunity to explore and approach conflict resolution from a global mindset. The summit itself is designed to attract ADR practitioners, judges, lawyers, in-house counsel, policymakers, academics, and business persons for a comprehensive discussion on promoting the use of mediation, arbitration, as well as other forms of ADR. The summit will be an enriching experience for participants, as it will in fact eventually facilitate them in increasing their existing framework of knowledge and expand their horizon beyond general approach. The summit will also serve as a prime academic platform for the exchange of ideas and research outcome pertaining to the wide range of ADR trend and options. This ends my APCAM report. Thank you. Back to you, Iram.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fahmi. Really, we have come so far, very far. Thank you so much. So now I would like to invite Honorable Justice Madan Lokur, who is extremely revered and respected all across. He is the former Supreme Court Judge of India and is currently functioning as a judge of non-resident panel of Supreme Court of Fiji, and by far the first judge to become a judge of a foreign country. And I invite sir to embrace the evening, embrace this day and with your words.
Yeah, thank you, Idam, and good evening, everybody. Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Mr. Anil Xavier, all the members of the advisory board and all the dignitaries who are participating in today's celebrations. You know, a couple of years ago, when the idea of APCAM was floated, there was a bit of a skepticism that, you know, is it going to succeed? Is it not going to succeed? But I think many of us had missed the point that an idea is going to succeed whose time has come. And from the report that Fahmi has given to all of us, it has not only succeeded, but it has overwhelmingly succeeded. So I think all of us need, you know, a pat on the back for having achieved so much in so little time. It's just 2 years and so much has been achieved. Now, the contribution of APCAM in various fields, in various disciplines, has been recognized, I think, throughout the world. And even in New York, Anil, Iram, and Fahmi had participated in a program. So really, I think, you know, the achievements are dramatic, if nothing else. Why do we need this mediation and arbitration, and why do we need another organization? That's a question that is sometimes asked. Now, you see, the whole purpose of this ADR is to bring about a peaceful and an amicable resolution to disputes. People can go on and on in courts, file appeals and so on, but there has to be some peaceful resolution of disputes. Otherwise, things will just escalate, and there will be no way to stop, the escalation of issues and problems. APCAM is trying to achieve that role, not only domestically, but also in the entire Asia Pacific region. And that is why the idea is to encourage the participants from all the countries who are here to somehow or the other participate internationally, in the sense that you can have an arbitrator or a mediator from 2 different countries or from 3 different countries to try and resolve disputes in an amicable manner. There has to be uniformity. You can't have a system where at one level there are certain rules that are being followed, and at another level certain other rules are being followed. So you have persons from 2 different countries who are participating in an arbitration. One believes that one set of rules is applicable, another believes another set of rules is applicable. This will just lead to unnecessary confusion and prolongation of the arbitration or mediation proceedings, where ultimately, the success may not necessarily be achieved. So uniformity is one of the more important aspects of successful ADR. And this is one area where APCAM has made some major steps in bringing about this uniformity, so that it does not depend upon which country you are in, because the rules are uniform and you just have to follow the rules that have been set out by APCAM. There is no doubt that the neutrals who are participating are, in a sense, actually neutral, because they do not belong to any particular jurisdiction. They belong to the APCAM jurisdiction, which by itself is neutral. So really, whichever way you look at it, I think it has been a great success, and it has brought home the point that what we need today is peaceful and amicable resolution of disputes, whether it is through arbitration or whether it is through mediation. So there are panels of experts who have been accredited by APCAM, and accreditation is not easy. It's not that you just make an application and you get accreditation. So the quality is assured and the neutrality is assured. What else does a litigant or a disputant want in a situation like this? He knows that he or she knows that they've got the best person to try and resolve the dispute. They know that they've got a uniform set of rules where everybody is equal. It's not that the dice is loaded in favor of a particular set of rules. Everybody is equal, and that's the way to move forward. Today we are in a situation, well, for the last 2 years, because of COVID, last 2.5 years, because of COVID, there have been problems all over the world. Disputants have suffered. Today we are in a situation where all of us are feeling the effects of the war in Ukraine. If that is something that can be resolved amicably, wonderful. Why not? Let's think big. APCAM perhaps may be able to play a role in this, but really the point is that we are intending, and I think to an extent we have succeeded in bringing about this culture of dispute resolution through amicable means. And one step can lead to another, and ultimately I think APCAM should be able to succeed in bringing about peaceful resolution of disputes, not only local disputes or international disputes or disputes, as was mentioned, about construction contracts, but also other kinds of disputes that are troubling people in this region. So congratulations, I think, to everybody for this very successful journey. And I hope we are able to move much further and much faster than we have been doing. So thank you very much, and congratulations once again to everybody, including of course to me also as a part of APCAM. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your inspiring and encouraging word and for being with us here today and always. Thank you so much, sir. So moving forward, I would like to invite Mr. Joe Ribeiro, who is well known across the APCAM family and beyond as well. He is headed UNCITRAL Regional Center of Asia Pacific till 2018 and now head of global affairs at the Ocean Cleanup. So, and I think he lead the center's effort in providing advice to government in Asia Pacific region on the development of long-term strategies for the promotion of the harmonization and modernization of international trade law. So I invite you, sir, to say a few words on this.
Thank you, Iram, very much for your kind words and honorable justices, dear Anil, distinguished guests and attendees. By the way, very little can be added to what Justice Lokur said. I will try my best, starting by saying that I'm very honored to be here with you, celebrating such a landmark anniversary for APCAM after these actually very challenging years across the world. So more than honored, I'm also truly humbled that you would welcome me among you, not only in this occasion, but within APCAM. Your generosity, of course, knows no boundaries. So thank you very much. APCAM is now indeed present in the most dynamic and in the most youthful societies on Earth. And by spanning its network, as we heard from the report, over so many jurisdictions, it can actually claim that is spreading the word for alternative dispute resolution, for peaceful dispute resolution among almost a quarter of the world population, and servicing also a relevant share of the world economy and global trade. That's an immense responsibility, surely, but also an unprecedented opportunity to build a world that is more committed to settle disputes amicably. That has always been the underlying objective of UNCITRAL, of the UN, of its efforts to set up standards in ADR, which I proudly served in your region for 5 years. The work of UNCITRAL in the context of the UN was and is much more than discussing or adopting legal technicalities, a message that I conveyed many times. It is the most legitimate legislative world forum to produce what are widely accepted standards that where all from all origins, all legal systems and traditions, older or younger, can agree upon, and making it a source of legitimacy. And that's the significance of treaties like the New York Convention or the Singapore Convention. Surely there are problems, there are challenges, abuses, conflict of interest, less scrupulous professionals and bad experiences, but they should not deter us from continuing the promotion of ADR for cross-border commercial disputes, as APCAM has notably been doing. Even in times when politics and opportunism sets the stage sometimes for such criticisms of arbitration, for instance, and even when the rule of law at the international level is under such blunt and undeniable attack. Not that there were many moments in history when international law was not under attack, frankly speaking. That is why institutions like APCAM are so fundamental. What they do, what you do, what we do, the commitment and the support to ADR is indeed an investment in peace. It's a defense of the rule of law at the international level, and it's also a promotion of trust in global trade, particularly among micro and small, medium-sized enterprises. There's a lot to be done there. And that's why those leading all these efforts are, in my opinion, truly real peacemakers. Such is the case of my dear friend Anil and of so many other old friends that I see involved in this endeavor, like Professor Sharma, Dr. Law, dear Pasit, and the friends of TAC, Delsi, Matrik, and so many others, to whom I owe so much for what they taught me about mediation and about the region. You and your colleagues are, in my humble opinion, true peacemakers and ADR champions, and we should all thank you for that. So to conclude, I'm sending my best wishes from The Hague in the Netherlands. And actually, when I look over my laptop screen, over my window, I can see the tower of the Peace Palace in The Hague, which continues to stand the test of time and playing its role in dispute resolution. I'm sure that APCAM will also stand such tests, and therefore long live and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your word of enlightenment and encouragement. And now I would like to ask Mr. Phongthep Thepkanjana, who is the former Deputy Prime Minister and Chief Judge of Thailand, would like to say something on this day today.
Thank you very much. Honorable Justices, distinguished members of the Governing Board and Advisory Board of APCAM, arbitrators and mediators, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be online again with APCAM Governing Board and Advisory Board members. 2 years have passed since the official launch of APCAM. APCAM was launched during the COVID-19 pandemic, which continues until today. We understand and experience so well ourselves how difficult it is to conduct our tasks and business during this unprecedented disruption. Learning APCAM achievements from Mr. Chairman and the Secretary General, to name a few: the international recognition of APCAM, the introduction of Sharia ADR division, the monthly webinar series, the lecture series, etc. I therefore am very impressed and would like to commend and congratulate the chair and members of the governing board, the Secretary General, the Executive Director, and the staff for your efforts and good work. While the world starts to recover from COVID-19 pandemic, it is hit heavily again by Russia-Ukraine war. This war causes higher inflation almost everywhere and the world economic slump. As a consequence, there will be more and more commercial and business disputes worldwide. So it is the right time for APCAM to establish itself as one of the world's respectable and well-known arbitration and mediation center. I'm looking forward to hearing more APCAM success next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As our chairman said that we will not let you down. So definitely next year you will going to hear more from us. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much. So now for the moment we have been waiting for eagerly, I would like to invite Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhatt, who needs no introduction and who is eminent and distinguished judge. He has served in Rajasthan High Court as a Chief Justice, and then he was elevated as a Supreme Court Judge of India. I request His Lordship to deliver a keynote address and to address the launch of the APCAM Lecture Series, which is a new competency model learning program that shines a spotlight on the important role of improving problem-solving skills, communication, increased focus on technology and innovation, innate technicalities, etc. This will be a free online academic conversation conducted monthly. So I would like to have an honor to invite Your Lordship for the launch of this lecture series.
Thank you. I think I will try to liven this initially with a small joke. It is said that litigation is the basic legal right which guarantees every corporation its decade in court. It's decade in court. So I think this whole process of mediation is to ensure that this kind of right is no longer available. Justice Madan Lokur, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, Mr. João Ribeiro Badui, Head UNCITRAL Regional Center for Asia and Pacific, Mr. Anil Xavier, Chairman APCAM, Mr. Fahmi Sahab, Secretary APCAM, Mr. Phongtep Thepkanja, Delcy Legones de Angelim, Ms. Iram Majid, Executive Director APCAM, all board members of APCAM and all attendees of today's event. A very good morning, rather good noon out here in Delhi. I'm delighted to be invited to inaugurate APCAM's Academy Lecture series, an initiative to impart knowledge to arbitrators and medias alike with the aim of bettering important skills such as problem solving and communication with a focus on technology and innovation. I would join Justice Lokur in commending and congratulating APCAM in achieving credibility and success in such a short while of 2 years. You have amongst your members in the region no less than 10 centers, a large number of neutrals, mediators, and arbitrators who are on your panels and who were impaneled after a stringent and standard filtering process. At its core, mediation is a confidential conversation between the mediator and the parties. It focuses on uncovering interests and eliciting suggestions from the parties themselves for practical solutions to resolve the dispute. Contrary to adversarial litigation in court, mediation is confidential, more flexible as a process that might be better suited to be conducted online. Over the past few years, mediation has gained rapid ground and become more accepted as an efficient mechanism. The courts backed by legislation have also been enthusiastic about referring disputes to mediation. Out here in India, the country has jumped 79 points in the ease of doing business index from 142nd position in 2015 to 63rd position in 2020. The last decade has witnessed an incredible influx of foreign investment into the economy and awakened in the interest of potential investors to the country's true capabilities. However, what constitutes and continues to hold us back is a lack of a speedy dispute resolution mechanism. The sheer amount of time taken to initiate arbitration proceedings to ward off foreign businesses from forging beneficial economic ties with the country. ADR, which is supposed to be an efficacious alternative to court proceedings, can lose such a distinction if the adjudicator is not aware of the technical nuances of the law and passes unfavorable orders which can take years to overcome or overturn. It is an unfortunate reality that a sizable number of international commercial arbitrations end up in court at the preliminary stages itself, ensuring that any dispute resolution does not see the light of the day for years to come, which is why an important step in attempting to foster the ADR culture is the specialized training of arbitrators and mediators who don't treat ADR as an extension of court proceedings, who are alive to the technicalities involved in resolving the ever-increasing complexity of international commercial arbitrations, who are aware of the full force of the orders they pass, which if detrimental can cripple small businesses and overburden courts, and who possess excellent reasoning and communication skills, which are reflected in their awards. A big step in achieving is the access to quality information, such as the experiences and lives and lessons of an adjudicator who has spent years perfecting his craft. One can't help but acknowledge the inequality in such access available only to a select few. If we are to truly promote ADR as an effective means of dispute resolution, we must democratize the requisite teaching and training that needs to be imparted. Resources such as APCAM's lecture series, which promise to be consistent and more importantly are free of cost, can go a long way in helping young professionals embark on their ADR careers. Such resources also equip professionals in adapting to unprecedented situations, such as the last 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic, by helping them imbibe new tools and skills in their practices. The use of virtual platforms to connect parties across the globe and document support softwares that make lives of adjudicators a lot easier by allowing them to sift through voluminous submissions relatively quickly are but some of the blessings of the internet, which, if incorporated in ADR proceedings, guarantee quicker and better outcomes. In this regard, effective case management is a skill which, if learned sooner, the better. I will let Mr. Xavier elucidate this further in the next session, which is the inaugural lecture on the same in international mediation. The noted philosopher William James said that whenever you're in conflict with someone, there is one factor that can make the difference between damaging your relationship and deepening it. That factor is attitude. Mediation is that process which transforms your attitude from conflict to cooperation, from dispute to resolution of problems. I wish APCAM and the lecture series great success. I'm positive that its global viewership will attest to the significance in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Lordship. It is an honor having you here with us. Thank you so much. So now moving ahead, I would like to invite our board member for delivering the felicitation messages. So for that, firstly, I would like to invite Dr. Francis Law, Vice Chair of APCAM and the Chairman of Hong Kong International Mediation Center, Hong Kong. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Iram. The Honorable Justice, board members, advisors, mediator, arbitrator, and all friends. Very welcome you to joining this anniversary. It is my great pleasure to have the chance to say the felicitations to all the members and also the partners right here. Definitely, with the report from Fani, we have a very good and successful 2 years. And we are looking for another new beginning in the 3rd year time. And that will be having our commit to our mission to promoting the use of the high quality arbitration and mediation service. We have a very good success in joining the international community in ADR, also working in the legal field. So we joined the answer trial and working very good with the answer trial Asia Pacific and all other big international organizations. And we do have a very basic, or we can say that as a very important reason to carry on is to provide a platform of a high standard service and the information for the centers to use mediation service with the opportunity to develop their talents and professionalism. We have very successfully working on the serial on the accreditation trainer training program, and we anticipate that we will go further, not only for mediation, we will go further for arbitration as well. So that will be a year-round service for all centers. We will provide the best facility to enable the centers and all mediation and arbitration community to have the opportunity to work more professionally in their training in a new talent joining. And also we will be working well with also the entrepreneurs and also with the other important legal practitioners, including the lawyers and other solicitors, or you can say that is the paralegals and other professionals. So we will continue promoting the mediation advocacy and also with the arbitration advocacy to make all the support to the dispute resolution professional with more people to join and more professional performing. And as a chairman of the first APCAM summit in this year, we would like to invite you all and your members to join the summit that will be held in November this year. And we have a lot of experienced and renowned speaker to joining for the discussion, sharing the high or new approach in using dispute resolution and the collaboration with other legal professionals. All best to APCAM and all member groups. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Law, for your kind words. Now I would like to invite Mr. Datuk Khutbul Zaman Bukhari, is the Vice Chair of APCAM and the Co-Chairman of Malaysian Mediation Center.
Thank you, Hiram, for the kind
Thank you,
introduction. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all attendees as you're participating from various parts of the world. Honorable judges, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day for APCAM as we celebrate APCAM's second anniversary. And allow me to congratulate all those who have been involved and who pioneered the establishment of this one-of-a-kind dispute resolution center, the first of its kind in the Asia-Pacific region. APCAM was established during a period of unknown hardship and uncharted waters of a worldwide pandemic. Despite the difficulties and limitations faced during these times, APCAM has flourished, has achieved much that it can be proud of. We have had many successful webinars, workshops, and mediation training over the past year, wherein attendees from various member nations have benefited from the collective worldwide experience of our speakers. We are also proud that APCAM is also recognized by the United Nations. On this occasion, allow me the honor to also recall with gratitude the hard work and endeavors of the representatives from the various member nations of APCAM for your tireless effort and enthusiasm. Your creativity and dedication to work can only be matched with your desire to succeed. On this day, I congratulate all of you on another successful year. In fact, to me, it has been a pleasure working with all of you. Lastly, permit me to take this opportunity to extend once again my heartfelt felicitations to APCAM and express my dearest hope to see it thrive in the years ahead, which I'm sure with the caliber of our current chair and all the representatives of the member nations, this will be in no doubt. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, Datuk, and thank you so much for your warm message. Now I would like to invite Professor Rajesh Sharma, who is the professor in RMIT University, Australia, and also chair of the Accreditation Committee APCAM, to say a few words.
Thank you, Iram. You have made a great mistake today. You are inviting lecturers and professors to say few words. This is our do.
That is why I said few words.
But I must say that it is very honorable time for us, and it's a very good time for us to say that we are part of this team. And I'm personally very thankful to APCAM and all the our advisors and the members that we are working together in that. When we had this idea, conceived this idea, as Justice Lokur said that, yes, that was a great doubt. Everybody said, why another institution? What extra we can do? But whatever we have done in 2 years' time, as our Secretary General has presented, it has definitely proven a point that we are doing something. And one point I would like to mention is that our code of conduct, our mediation standard, and our rules, which is now operating in 9 jurisdictions. This is something unique. And this is in relation to mediation, it is going to set a trend, and we can lead in this direction because Singapore Convention has left a gap that there is no universally recognized mediator or mediation standard, code of ethics, or anything. Even ICSID and UNCITRAL, who are preparing tirelessly, 5 rounds of discussion has happened. They are preparing the conflict of interest rule for that. Even they initially included mediation, but they took it out because they said that they can't handle it. So only they are looking at adjudicators' point of view. So this is the one which we are doing it. And we can say that we have made a small progress out there and we are moving forward. And this is going to be our contribution. And as UNCITRAL has recognized us and have invited us to join the working group 2 and 3, we feel that as a collectively, we can make a good contribution, because Ansatal over there, when we are representing, or when we will go and we will submit our report or submit our suggestions, it is not just one jurisdiction. It's not just like one country. It's about the group, a collective effort of all ADR experts, which we are going to put in there. So it is a very unique opportunity for us to make our contribution. And I see that it's a good blend of professional and as well as practitioners and lawyers and judges and the professors and lecturers and all are combining together their strength at one platform under one banner to do something good. So I really feel very excited to be part of this one. And I thank all our members and the committee members, everyone, to put their time and effort in this exercise. And I really enjoy that. And it is my honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for your encouragement and your word of inspiration. So now I would like to invite Ms. Delcy Legonis, our beloved and beautiful and respected member of APCAM and director of Australasian Dispute Resolution Center. Welcome, Delcy. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Iran, for your very kind words. And I must say also that you are also beautiful as well and very handsome. All of you have been put an effort for today being a Saturday. So a special thank you to all of you. It is a weekend, it is a Saturday, and you have made the time to join us to celebrate our second birthday. It is indeed a great joy to be among this very committed group. We have started building a small boat and it became a big ship. And we were sent to these troubled waters in the middle of COVID-19, but we had the moral support, the enthusiasm, and the commitment of all our board members. We initially, under the very careful guidance of our chairman, Mr. Anil Xavier, we started meeting once a month, then once every 3 weeks, then every fortnight, and eventually we loved so much those meetings that we met every week. They were meetings full of joy, full of optimism in the middle of a pandemic. And he shared with us his vision for this center. And we all carefully just waited, what is going to happen now that we put our boat in the ocean? And here we are 2 years after, with a very kind contribution of all our members, people that we have reached out to conduct our webinar series, and they're all very, very highly regarded for all of us. Thank you so much to all our members, our board members, advisory committee members, but especially to Anu Xavier, our president, our chairman, our friend, who not only gives us professional guidance, but also philosophical and personal guidance with his very weekly notices he sends to all of us. And Iram, you have been absolutely instrumental for the success of this organization. And of course, all of you, my dear friends from the board, who have put up with sometimes my long chats. As you know, I like talking, but I think that it has been worthwhile this time that we have spent together, and we can see that there's going to be an excellent years ahead. It is a small child, you can say, with 2 years old, but I can see that we are already like teenagers with a lot of optimism, with a lot of energy going forwards. My special thanks to all our honorable members for their kind words, Justice Lokur, Justice Rabindra Bhatt, Mr. Ponte Pangina, and of course, my friend Joao Ribeiro Bidawi for his very kind words for all of us. Congratulations to all of you. And we hope that we could continue with your support and your guidance in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Delcy, for your beautiful word. Now you understood why I said, our beloved and beautiful board member. So thank you so much, Delcy. So now it has been a wonderful afternoon hearing you all. And on behalf of the organization, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guests. Thank you all. Sincere thanks to all members of APCAM who have made this day possible. With the spirit of making something unique and bringing a change, we started this organization. We have definitely come a long way in our journey, and this is all because of your diligent effort and hard work. I'm extremely thankful to all of you for that. But we all should remember that an organization, as an organization, the word of a great American ballet dancer, Misty Copeland, that you are always working to improve and you are always being critiqued on your next performance. It is not about what you have done. There is always a room to grow. So with this spirit in our heart, we end this event and commence another year where we strive to improve the better ourselves. Thank you to everyone present in the meeting. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks a lot.